Thanks for joining me for another vinyl update video. There's some new records in my collection I'd like to talk a bit about, and I have some talking points, and I think if I do all the records it will be a long video, so perhaps I will split this video up in two. Some talking points: I have upgraded my listening experience with a Rega IO. And the reason for getting that is that I'm able now to listen to vinyl in my home recording studio. My living room, and my wife sits out there with my record collection, and when she's watching TV I'm not able to listen to records. So this solved things for me quite a bit. I can listen now in my studio when I want, and I do listen on headphones. Got to say that it's also an upgrade. So convenient to have your record player just where you sit nearby, because it's so easy to just put something on and yeah, you're stuck listening to records all day. So I've been grabbing new or old records, old and new, from my collection to see how it sounds on the new system. Because yeah, it has a different sound that I'm used to, at least in this room, with the more clinical monitors and more sterile digital solutions. So yeah, very happy to have a more hi-fi experience when listening to music in this room, and of course when I want to listen to music. So I guess that has also sparked a bit of my interest in vinyl lately. And the first one I went out to pick up, and the first one I got to listen on the new Rega IO system is this record. The dBs stands for decibels, and this one I have seen floating around in the VC community, or one guy I know that has shown this, and I made a mental note, and I'm still reading in this book by Steve Wynn, the guy from the Dream Syndicate, and he also talked about this band. I'm sure I've seen a reference in a few other books by Thurston Moore and stuff. He references a lot of stuff. Anyway, it was time for me to actually check this band out, and looked at the promotional video on YouTube for this release. This is a 2024 remaster, and I had a remaster promotional video for one of the singles, Black and White, I believe. So I heard that and I thought instantly, this is up my alley. Went down to the record store, Big Dipper here in Oslo, and the guy got very excited when he saw me picking this up. Probably one of his favorite bands, it seemed. He talked about having seen them live, or some version of them live, playing with Jody Stevens, the drummer from Big Star, the last surviving drum member of Big Star. And I was not aware of the Big Star connection, even as a big Star fan. Yeah, so I got home and played this on my new system, and the system, you know, I question, is it the new Rega preamp that makes things sound this punchy and lively, or is it the actual record I'm listening to? And the answer is both, I think. Because, of course, as I listen to more records, I found that to be the strong suit of the master, or this recording, is that it has very punchy dynamics, and especially the drums. Very high up in the mix and stuff, and a very cool and lively listening experience. So this record was released in 1981, and let's see what the hype sticker says. It says that it's the first ever US pressing, which was a surprise to me. They described as the missing link between the proto power pop of Big Star and the college rock of REM, an unheralded gem. The DBs carved out a nice little niche in the genre of power pop while straddling the line between punk and new wave. So I think that's a better description than what I can do. So new wave, yeah, they sound quite like perhaps the Feelies and the band from that generation of college rock. And when they say punk, I thought a bit about acoustic pop punk bands like Violent Femmes, which happened a few years later. Sounds quite similar to Violent Femmes at times, was a thought I had. I'm not so sure about REM, and I was a bit confused about the Big Thief reference until I heard side B, where there were always some songs that kind of sounded similar to Big Star. I hope I didn't say Big Thief, by the way. Yeah, so there's two songwriters in this band, Holsapple and Stamey. And I'm explaining this like you guys in the VC don't know this record already. I'm just late to the game. But the one guy seemed to be more influenced by Big Star, and the other guy more 60s psychedelia, experimental and lively in his songwriting, perhaps. But yeah, it was an incredible listening experience, very immediate, and a cool sounding record. And it's quite impressive that this is the debut record of this band, because it's a very accomplished sound, I think, in the studio. So seems like something you make when you have a lot of studio experience and stuff. Yeah, very, very great sounding record and a strong recommendation. Something about, you know, the 80s, the production and the dynamics and stuff going on here, and it's also described a bit like power pop, and but the guitars, you know, they're kind of not overwhelming, you know, in the soundscape, or in the mixing. But much later, I'm going to discuss some 90s power pop, and that's just a different sound than you have here. I really enjoy the open and punchy and the dynamic sound, and the songwriting and the fun that they must have been having recording this. So that's the DBs, and I forgot to mention probably the vinyl. So the one single is called Black and Whites, which is perhaps the reason behind this choice, aesthetic choice. Yeah, kind of cool. Next, I'm not going to say too much about the actual record, because you can watch a 20 minutes video I did with my initial reaction to Mitski's new album. Nothing's About to Happen to Me. I gave a very positive review that I stand by. I really enjoyed this, and it brought me back to my initial reaction to Mitski's music. This is of course more with the production that's expected of her these days. So around 2016, I saw her twice on the Puberty 2 tour. Saw her once in Barcelona, and then in Oslo, actually at this little bar, Mono, which had the capacity for about 200 people. And Mitski was playing, and I didn't think it was so loud because my friends were joining as the show went along. And very special to see her at that small venue. And a few years later, 2022 was the second time I went to see Mitski with my brother and my wife, and we were quite late to the venue, which is Sentrum Scena in Oslo, has the capacity of 1800, and this was sold out. And we were met with quite a different crowd, a lot of 18, 19-year-olds screaming at Mitski's every movement. And my brother asked, what's happened here? And TikTok happened to Mitski during the pandemic. And she's probably a bit of an outlier with my usual musical interest, but this definitely resparked my interest in her and her music. Very happy with this album. And just watch my 20-minute video if you're interested in the album. Yeah. So lastly, I have 3 records now from a band called Sugar. All the reissues of the Sugar albums. And where do I begin? I can begin with a little discussion on eco vinyls. So I didn't catch on when I ordered this that this was an eco vinyl. I think they updated this in the description after I ordered. But I have no gripes with eco vinyl at all. Eco vinyl would mean that they probably want to do 180 grams and stuff that I kind of appreciate. But you don't always get 180 grams with new albums or reissues in any case. So as long as things sounds fine, I'm happy. And 2 of the Sugar copies, reissues I picked up said eco vinyl, and the last one, file under easy listening, just said blue vinyl. But I'm sure that all of these are actual eco vinyls made the same way. But I think maybe the label perhaps would see if they all would sell with the eco tag or not. I'm not sure, just speculating. All this to say that I was a bit nervous because I don't have experiences with eco vinyl, but or in some way because I have experiences with bio vinyl, which is a type of eco vinyl but a different thing. So the bio vinyl is where they replace the oil with cooking oil and stuff like that, and eco vinyl is just eco-friendly release. It's recycled vinyl. It's more friendly with the shrink wrap and stuff like that. And bioplastic vinyl is something different than that even, and I have no experiences with bioplastic. But before I got this eco vinyl, I've checked out some bio vinyls, mainly The Cure, the release from 2024, and had 2 copies of that. First, the gray limited version, which actually sounded not very good. It had some surface noise, but the main issue was production and mastering. People online were complaining quite a bit, and I would agree with some of it, but I found it listenable. And a guy on YouTube recommended to get, if there's one copy you're going to get, you should get the 2LP 45 RPM half-speed master version. And so I did, and that was also a bio vinyl release. And that one sounded fine, you know, with the dynamics probably better, but it had a lot of surface noise. So that's the second strike for the bio vinyl, and I checked my collection, and of course I discovered that the third vinyl I had an issue with, the last year's Cass McCombs, also was a bio vinyl. So prefacing all this just to say that bio vinyl, I'm not sure if it's just a coincidence, but 3 strikes, 3 experiences, and now I have 3 experiences with eco vinyl, which is another thing, and these all sounded completely fine. There's nothing to worry about. No surface noise pops or crackle, at very minimal, if any, and had such a great experience to revisit these albums, especially this one, which is the true classic of the bunch, and probably Bob Mould's favorite record that he has put out, it seems. Let's see what the hype sticker says. Copper blue on citrus eco vinyl. Let me show you how that looks. Yeah, mostly just orange yellow with some swirls going on. Looked fine, and it says, experience the power pop perfection of Sugar's landmark debut, featuring the classic singles as I can rather give you my favorite songs on the album. A Good Idea, that was a big hit for me back in the day. We have Changes, Helpless, Hoover Dam, songs I really are a big fan of. If I Can Change Your Mind, So this album is just, it flies by. It's so very enjoyable, and it's been a long time since I heard it from start to finish. So if I'm recommending any of the Sugar albums, I think I recommend all of these, but this is if you have to pick one, this is one you need to listen to. And I was thinking about getting the singles collection for RSD, but it was quite expensive, and then when I saw these reissues were coming out, I kind of didn't mind the singles collections anymore. Mainly I just wanted to grab the albums, and if I can find the besides, the rarities and the B-sides and the live stuff, that's one compilation that kind of contains the stuff that I'm missing from the singles collection anyway, so maybe I can grab that instead. Moving on to Beaster. I can show you the vinyl first. I think this is the best looking of the bunch. Has some more variation in the color. On cherry red, I believe. And Beaster, let's see what the hype sticker says. Oh no, there's a hype sticker missing. Maybe you can do without. Beaster is another side to Sugar for sure. Angrier, more aggressive. Bob Mould is letting out some Zen Arcade steam on this one. It doesn't have, the big hits, I guess. There were 2 singles released from this. But not the big songs, but it's still a very rewarding EP to listen to. Sonics are, I found the Sonics to be very interesting and driving, and it kind of it's a hard-hitting album and a different side that, of course, is something different than the more popular approach on Copper Blue, but a very rewarding album to listen to. Singles were JC Auto and Tilted, I believe. So this is also an eco vinyl. And the last studio album that they did, file under easy listening. I have a little banged up, scratched up CD copy of this from back in the day. It's also a very good album, but it's not on par with Copper Blue. Still think it's great. Had quite a few cool singles or songs. G Angel, What You Want It to Be, Believe What You're Saying, produced by Bob Mould. I think the opener track, Gift, is quite a highlight too. You can really hear the influence that My Bloody Valentine had on the early 90s alternative rock bands like Sugar and Teenage Fan Club and stuff. They also have some songs where the guitar, you can hear where they get them from, not to mention the Smashing Pumpkins around the same era. This is on blue vinyl, and the tag actually doesn't say eco vinyl on this one. Seemingly this is also an eco vinyl. I can't spot any difference from file under easy listening with the other 2. So long video talking about just 3, 4, 5 records. This will be a 2-part video update, so stay tuned for the next one. I will probably release that in a week or so. And I have to say again that if you subscribe, I will be very appreciative. That's it. I'm running out of steam. Take care. See you the next time.